Hey guys, welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to answer the question, tell us about yourself in any interview. So I think I have done a lot of interviews in my lifetime and in my career journey. I did a lot of interview when I was trying to get a job for my NYSC. I did a lot of interviews when I was trying to get scholarship and eventually got a scholarship. I did an interview to get a job. I have changed jobs several times, so I know what's up at interviews. I've also gotten a lot of positive feedbacks after my interview where the interviewer said, I was really impressed at your performance. Where the interview was like, oh, you were outstanding. There was even a time I got an interview feedback where the interviewer said that they had never seen someone perform like that in an interview. So I think I know a few things about interviews. So if you're planning or if you're preparing for an interview, then this is the right video for you. And even if you're not preparing for an interview anytime soon, you need to watch this video so that you can apply the tips I'm going to be sharing with you whenever you are going for an interview, which of course they are definitely going to be asking you, tell us about yourself. I've had other videos on the channel where I've shared about, interview tips and tricks for virtual interviews, for physical interviews and all of that. So at the end of this video, if there's anything in particular you would like me to film about or to respond to, let me know in the comment section. So let us get right into this video. When you go to an interview, of course, the first question would always be, tell us about yourself. This question is very simple, yet very complex. And how you respond to this question will determine how your interview goes. The way you answer your very first question determines if the interviewers are impressed or if they're already losing interest. So when you are asked, tell us about yourself, you need to understand that they're not asking you to tell them your life history. Nobody cares. They do not care sincerely. They just want to know who you are and how your previous experience aligns with that job role and how your future career goals aligns with that role. Also, they don't want somebody that they will hire today and in 3 or 6 months, the person has disappeared because that career was not even what they wanted. So when they ask you, tell us about yourself, you can rephrase that question in different ways. Tell us about yourself in an interview also means, why should we hire you? It also means, why are you the best fit for this role? It also means, who are you? It also means, how are you fit for this role? Why are you fit for this role? What qualities do you have that makes you an ideal candidate for this role? Yes, they are also going to ask you specific questions after the interview. But I have been at interviews when after I answered, tell us about yourself, they skipped the second question because they said, oh, you've answered our second question. Of course, in an interview, when they say, tell us about yourself, the next question is, why should we hire you? Or why did you apply for this role? Or why are you the best fit for this role? So whenever I answer, tell us about yourself, I answer it in such a way that you don't even have to ask me that second question because it's not necessary. For instance, I am a contracts manager. I am a lawyer. And my very first work experience was in a law firm where I did a lot of dispute resolution, I did litigation, and I did commercial litigation, commercial dispute resolution, marriage dispute resolution, matrimonial courses, and all of that. Now, I left the law firm after a year and I went in-house. And when I was in-house, I was doing everything law related. I was reviewing legislations, I was drafting contracts, I was doing company secretarial duties, I was doing compliance role. There is nothing that I did not do. I was going to court, I was drafting court documents and so much more. From being an in-house counsel, and then I'm now working as a contracts manager. However, the contracts manager in a university, in a research institution. When I applied for my job as a contract manager and they asked me, tell us about yourself, the only thing I said about the fact that I was a lawyer is that I'm a qualified lawyer and I have worked in different industries. As a lawyer, I have worked in a law firm, I have worked as in-house and all of that. I only highlighted my contracts management experience. So when I told them, oh, I've worked in a law firm where I drafted several kinds of contracts, I did not tell them, oh, I've worked in a law firm as a litigation lawyer. It's not their business. This is not a litigation role. So I did not even bother mentioning that role. So I said I have worked in a law firm where I drafted different contracts like property contracts, joint ventures, project finance, and then I moved in-house. I worked as an in-house lawyer. I was also focusing my in-house experience on contracts. They don't care if I drafted legislations. They don't care if I did company secretarial duties. That is not what this role is about. This role is about, can you negotiate contracts? So when I now moved from law firm. I said I've also went in-house. I was an in-house lawyer where I drafted all kinds of contracts for my employer, both employment contract, consultancy contract, research contract, project finance contracts, and I negotiated with lots of industry stakeholders. Because in the job description, they had said that as a contract manager, you're going to be negotiating with industry stakeholders, you're going to build relationship, maintain relationship with different colleagues at work, both, colleagues at management level and below management level, industry experts, clients, and all of that. So I said, as in-house lawyer, I drafted and reviewed and negotiated contracts for my employer, contracts with businesses, contracts with government agencies, contracts with international organizations, stakeholders. And then I said, which is why I think I am the best fit for this role, because I have a lot of contracts drafting experience, and I've also seen myself, excelling in this industry, and my future career goals are, to become a renowned contract specialist. That's how you answer, let us get to know you. I did not bother telling them that, I used to work in a very renowned law firm. I went to court a lot of times. I argued a lot of cases. It is not relevant to this role. So when you are answering, tell us about yourself. Don't tell them about internships you did that are not directly relevant to this role. Don't tell them about volunteering opportunities you did that are not relevant to this role. So when you now share your career experience that directly relates to the role, the next thing you're going to mention, just throw in, is your interest, right? So you can say, apart from, or when I'm not working, I am writing. I love to write blogs. I love to write letters. I love to write poetry. If you have interest like that, don't go and tell them that. Like when you are sharing your interest, also share an interest that directly relates to the role. Because if you say, when I'm not working, I'm writing. As a writer, if you're drafting contracts, you're going to be writing. They're going to need you to pay attention to detail. So they need you to be a good writer. They need you to be a good communication person. They need you to be able to communicate with different people. So they need you to be fluent in English. So when you're sharing your skills, share skills that would either, be relevant for the team or for the role. So for instance, you can say, when I'm not working, I love to organize events. I love to organize and, get together, just go out with my friends, plan travels and all of that. That means that you are an organized person. That means that if you are in the team and the team wants to do any event, you'll probably step up to organize stuff. That means that you're going to be a very valuable person in the team because you don't just have technical skills, but you have people building skills, you have administrative skills, you have organizational skills. So when you are at an interview, they interpret so many things you said. So don't just think that they ask you any question or they say, or whatever you say, as long as it's not the core interview questions, they will not take it into consideration. So at the end of the day, when you go to an interview and they say, tell us about yourself, you are going to only highlight the areas of your career experience, previous academic experience that directly aligns with that role, and you are going to diminish the other part. So for instance, you're applying for a customer success manager in a company, and then say you have worked as a customer relations manager, you have worked as a PRO, you have worked as a banker, you have worked as a writer, you have worked in different capacities. When you are now applying for a customer success role and they're asking you to tell them about yourself, you are going to highlight and magnify your experience of customer relations, human relations, and so that you show that you have a lot of relationship building skills, you have a lot of customer relations skills. And you're going to diminish the other experiences of yours that does not matter. They're not asking you to download your history to them. So when they tell us about yourself, you now start saying, my name is Kuseme Ise. I went to school in Akwa Ibom in Nigeria. I did my undergraduate degrees in Akwa Ibom, Nigeria, and at University of Yo. I went to law school and I got a first class in law school, and after law school I did my NYSC at Babalakin and Co, and then from Babalakin and Co I moved to G. Elias and I worked there for 3 months or 6 months, and then after G. Elias I moved to in-house, and then I was working.
I think I'm charismatic and I'm a appetitive fruit. I don't know if we a fruit that people want to bite.
They don't care. You are wasting their time. In fact, if I'm an interview panelist and you start giving me your life history, I have already lost interest because I'm already saying this person is just here to waste my time. Nobody cares. When they say, tell us about yourself, I'm going to give you an instance. Say, what I would do if I was going for a contract manager role right now. And I go in and they say, tell me about yourself. Oh, thank you so much for the question. My name is Kuseme. As you may already know, I'm a qualified lawyer from Nigeria, and I have about 8 years of experience of contract drafting. I started off in a law firm where I drafted different contracts ranging from project finance contracts to commercial corporate contracts to shareholders agreements to property contracts to joint ventures. And then after about a year, I moved over to in-house where I managed the contract portfolio of the company, service level agreements, and joint venture agreements, portfolio agreements. I drafted all kinds of contract memorandum of understandings, partnership agreements for the organization. And then I moved over to a UK university where I handled contract portfolio for about 6 different schools, and I was negotiating high level contracts. And then I moved over to another UK university. Of course, I'll be mentioning the names of the organizations where I was handling a lot of contract portfolios. And in my experience, I would say I've drafted over 1,000 contracts, and I would say that there is no contract that I've not seen. There is no contract clause that I have not seen. There is no contract, I have negotiated with both easy parties and difficult parties. In fact, I did my master's degree at Queen Mary University of London, and one of my courses that I did was contract negotiation, negotiating with difficult parties. And this experience or this knowledge has helped me in delivering the different roles. All these experiences tie in to, sharpen my skills of contract negotiating, contract drafting, and my robust knowledge in negotiating different contracts. I think that my experience, all this experience is very relevant for this role because this is a contract management role, which I'll also be negotiating contracts with different stakeholders. I have the experience, and I believe that this role aligns with my previous experience and also my future goal. So when I'm not drafting contracts, obviously I am, teaching. I love to teach. I love to share knowledge in different platforms. I'm either teaching a group of people or coaching an individual. So in summary, that is who I am, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about this role and what you're looking for, and to know if my experience is the kind of experience that you're looking for. Tell me that if I finish answering that question, that person is going to doubt my capacity or my experience in that industry. They're definitely not going to doubt it. So I am just checking to see if I covered everything. So I said focus on relevant experiences that align with the role, include interests and hobbies that might be required in the role, and always end with why you applied and how the role aligns with your previous experience and future career goals. I think I have explained how you should answer this question. If you still have any questions, you can drop it in the comment section and let me know, and I'll try to answer. I coach a lot of people for job preparations, and most of the people I have coached, they always do very well at the interview and they always get positive feedback. So if you're going to apply for a job or you've been invited for a job interview and you need coaching, feel free to reach out to me, book a consultation with me, and I would be very happy to coach you. So I hope this video was helpful. There are other videos I have made about how to get a job in the UK. So if you're job hunting currently, then that video will be the best video for you to watch after this one. Thank you so much. And if you're yet to subscribe, please do also subscribe and share this video to anybody that you know may be applying for scholarships, maybe applying for jobs, and of course is preparing for an interview. Share with them and like this video so that YouTube will know that this video is good, so that YouTube will also show this video to other people who are looking for this kind of content. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.